What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Elden Ring because the DLC is coming out here in just a couple weeks, and it feels like there's just so much hype and curiosity about Shadow of the Erdtree, and a lot of it does come down to the price. Elden Ring is perhaps one of the best games ever. I've already put about 300 hours in it. I'm actually currently doing my 10th playthrough of the game, but this DLC costs $40. Standard DLC, a lot of times an expansion is $10 or $5 or sometimes 20, but this being double the cost, people are hoping for at least double the content of your standard little bit of additional side quests. And it sounds like it is massive. Let's go through some previews because honestly, I'm just so hyped about it. Hi, I hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, there are tons of people that had a chance to actually play 3 hours of the game itself. They flew in websites like IGN, VG247, Game Informer, GameSpot, but also a lot of YouTubers that personally I enjoy a lot, like Iron Pineapple, actually had a chance to sit down and play it. Now, this is B-roll. For whatever reason, they didn't actually let the people record their gameplay. I guess maybe it was kind of an early janky build, but there is so much in this that seems completely insane. Most importantly, the fact that there is just, honestly, it looks like this is a true bit of DLC expansion. This does look like it's going to be radically different and radically better than the already perfect base game. Look at this new freaking boss. Okay, let me actually go through this. I just want to talk about all the details that people are kind of going into because the impressions people are coming away with are honestly, they're some of the most positive impressions I've heard from any preview event ever. Now let's begin with just the raw basic numbers of how much you're truly getting in this DLC. So apparently it's going to have 10 main bosses and some additional side bosses. The map is more densely packed, around 100 new weapons, which is kind of bonkers. I mean, it makes sense because a lot of times the, previous From Software DLCs, whether it is freaking Dark Souls or Bloodborne, a lot of times they have a lot of new weapons, but this is crazy. 8 completely new weapon types. Now, I have been reading and watching a lot of these previews, and straight up there's stuff like throwing weapons. There's like a little rapier, so you can do little like light hit combos. There's a shield with spikes on it, so you can actually do like defensive combos. This is wild. The DLC is reportedly around 30 to 40 hours. Now, to make this clear, this is not an official statement from Bandai Namco or the developers. It's speculated because in this preview event, a lot of people already were putting in hours, and it seemed like they played about 2 of the 10 bosses. So this guess of it being 30 to 40 hours seems accurate for like an average playthrough. Like technically you could possibly beat Elden Ring in like 30 hours, but a first playthrough for most people is like 80 hours. Map is roughly the equivalent of Limgrave, Weeping Peninsula, and a touch of Caelid. Now, to put that for scale, this is big. This is huge. I mean, if I had to even try and speculate, I'd say that map sounds like it's about a third the total scale of the entirety of the main game, but with it having more densely packed stuff, that seems like you could actually be getting more playtime out of less running area. The Divine Beast Dancing Lion, which is that dog thing we looked at right here, which by the way, I just gotta show you a second of this. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. Look, it's like those Chinese dragon dancer things. You can actually see it's like 3 dudes in a costume thing that have been enchanted to become this giant monster. Whatever the heck, this is so freaking cool. Early game skill check for the opening area of Belurat Settlement Tower. So a lot of times, a lot of From Software games have that early boss that kind of tests you and says, okay, are you good enough to actually get past this? It's cool that they do one pretty much right at the start of the DLC to go, okay, are you high enough level and skilled enough to actually defeat this. Enemies overall are faster and more agile. Shadow Realm blessing system. So this is one of the things they talked about in the previews, which is that apparently you can get these stackable things. You can eat them over and over again. That makes you take less damage and do more damage. Now, it seems like it's about 4% per bite. People have tested the math on it, but like a strong attack will do like 180. You take a bite, you'll do like 199 or something. So it's not like it's going to be a significant game-breaking buff, but it sounds like they have designed such cool bosses, such cool areas. They want to make sure that if you spend that $40, you have a chance to beat it. But I wanted to take a look at this one. Now, I wanted to take a look at this specifically because he breaks down two of the more crazy of the completely newly invented weapons, which is the Heavy Smith Axe. This is a weapon that can be thrown and it just teleports back to you, and you can use it with any resource attached. You can throw it if you're a magic build. You can throw it if you're a stamina build like I'm currently doing on my Guts playthrough. I'm basically beating the game pure strength right now, kind of acting out the plot of Berserk. My big old Berserk tattoo. But that sounds cool. There's also the Backhand Blade, which is a big sword that can be broken in half to be dual wielded. But this is the thing I've seen that looks extra wild. Martial arts. You can just do barehanded heavy punches and swing kicks, and it seems incredibly different. Now, there was some hand-to-hand combat in Dark Souls 2, a lot of the like bare-knuckle brawling style weaponry. It's cool that they're bringing that back, and honestly, it looks way more fluid. In fact, I think there's a clip of it here. Yeah, look at this. Oh no, this is the other one, the Perfumer. Now, definitely watch Iron Pineapple's video. This is the B-roll provided to him by the studio. But all these new weapons are absolutely crazy. Can I get a clip of the martial arts? Look at this. So this is also one of the magic builds. Basically, all these different things seem radically different. I think I'm going to try. I currently have 5 save files of different characters that are around level 200. I think I'm going to try and run through this with all my different characters, each one getting a different weapon and a different speciality. Since some of my characters are bleed builds, magic builds, and then of course my new strength guy. Now, let's talk about legacy dungeons. So that's what they like to call the huge castles we had in the base game of Elden Ring. Things like Castle Morne or Stormveil Castle. That's pretty cool. Apparently, there is a new large fortress towards the beginning of this DLC, Belurat. It is a large fortress dungeon between the size of Stormveil and Castle Morne. Lots of optional paths. Now, people did say in the preview event there was a big main fortress and a side fortress that may be actually optional. It seems like this is going to actually have all sorts of new stuff. Man, even new little monsters, large scorpions, gravebirds, hatchet-wielding ghosts, heavily armored knights, etc. This just seems so good. I mean, not to completely like fanboy, but I do seriously think that Elden Ring is one of the best games we've ever gotten. Like, it's just absolutely so dark and twisted and beautiful and fun. And I feel like something that gets me the most addicted to the idea of a lot of these From Software games is that they're so incredibly fair. Like, every time you die in a From Software game, it's because you deserve it. Every time you die in a From Software game, it's because you messed up. You screwed up that dodge roll. You missed a parry. I like the fact that, if anything, this seems like it's going to hype up that Elden Ring charm even more. It's going to make that sense of exploration and scale and big, impossible, epic battles even better. God, I just wanted to talk about this because honestly, this seems awesome. As a total From Software simp, I am actually impressed. And I feel like it's difficult to say, but every single time they manage to top themselves. But what do you guys think about the Elden Ring DLC? Are you excited for it? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. And Bandai Namco, I don't know if you're giving people early access, but you got to let me play this. I want to put like 800 hours in this.